Pallet and Yarka to join us to talk about how you can pimp up your garden and design some beautiful pots and pallets for plants. So I'll hand over to you, Richie. Take it away.
Hi, so our big idea is how we can increase greenery in cities using recycled pallets. Obviously, wildlife gardening plays an important role in urban biodiversity. So this is a solution to create biodiversity in areas where you can't within cities. So, for instance, your front gardens might often be paved over with concrete. This is a way to actually create an area for biodiversity on top of that concrete. So I'm going to give a quick demonstration on how you can actually do this yourself. It's quite easy. So here we have an empty pallet with three blocks at the front here. You simply knock the back pallets off. So here we go. Here's one. So I'm using Velcro just for demonstration purposes, but obviously you'd screw it in yourself with some glue. So 1, 2. There's another one hidden down here somewhere. I think it's that one. There we go. Stick that one on there. So there we go. So there you have your basic pallet design. Obviously a bit more secure when you do it yourself. So next you want to add your pockets. So here we've used some recycled liner from a compost bin, folded and stapled into place. It has holes for drainage. On the inside, we have felt, which actually retains more moisture. This is from recycled packaging that they now do, like wool packaging. And then, so you put that in there, and that slots in nicely. And then you add your plants. To make it even more biodiverse friendly, you can make chimneys on the inside. Place them like that. Bit flimsy. But this is a better version. Here's one I did earlier. So you can use clay and mud and stick things like bamboo. So minor bees really like this, and they'll create their nests within this bamboo. You can add leaves, twigs, all kinds of habitat for various pollinators. You can stick.
Sorry, Richie, did you already mention you've got some ants living in there already at the moment?
The ants have taken residence while we've been here today. So obviously they seem to like it.
Yeah.
You can add like bird boxes, depending where the pallet's situated, the height, bird feeders, all kinds of stuff. Possibilities are endless. And so now my colleague is going to go through what plants you can plant there for the pollinators.
Thank you. So what plants can we put in our pallet planters? Pretty much anything you want. You can have it as you like, but some plants are more bee and insect friendly than others. And plants that are good for bees and insects are good for wildlife, which is good for the whole ecosystem that's going to be your garden or your allotment or your plant planter. We have a selection of bee-friendly plants up on the screen there, you might have noticed. And some of the ones here, we have a lot of herbs here, which are, a lot of herbs are really good for insects and bees, and with the added benefit, of course, that you can eat them. So there's thyme here, which is amazing. It's got really fragrant foliage. You can eat the leaves dry, or you can eat them fresh. It has leaves all year round, so it keeps coming all year round. They're better to pick in the summer just before it flowers, because that's when it's growing best. But it's a perennial, which means it will go on year after year, and the leaves, it's an evergreen, so it will have leaves all year round. There's some more herbs. We've got a sage here. Got marjoram, all great to eat, all great for the bees and the insects and flies. Bird's foot trefoil is it's really got lots of nectar and sugar, so the bees really like that. And it's also great for butterfly larvae, so that's great for the butterflies. And we've got chives down here. So when you've got your planter, it doesn't need to stay. It can evolve organically as you like. So you can add to it. It can come out. It can go up. It can go sideways. It can grow pretty much as you feel like. So we've got a pot here just from your recycling. You can plant that up. That's a bellflower, which is also great for bees and insects. And we've got drawing pins, which aren't going to be very solid, but you can nail those on. So it can come out. You could put a trellis and it can go up. or you can just generally star of the show, my forget-me-not. The taller plants can go. It can just grow.
Quickly, to say a big thank you to the Avon Wildlife Trust Grow Wilder, who provided us with the wildflowers. They do a great job of growing them and discussing which plants are best. So if you get the chance within Bristol, go check out Grow Wilder.
If you don't have access to all of these plants, or you don't know where to get seeds from, you can also use things that you have in your home. So, for example, if you like tomatoes, you can use the tomatoes you have in your fridge. All you need to do with this cherry tomato is cut it in half, and you need a container that you fill with some potting mix or some compost. You place the tomato with the seeds facing up in that container, and then you cover it with a sort of small layer of soil. You make sure it's watered well, and then you put it in a nice sort of sunny position. And you should have seedlings within a few weeks. Obviously, you do need to remember to water it, etc. If you like strawberries, you could also grow strawberries from some that you have at home. So you can either just use the top of the fruit, cut the stem, and make sure there's a few seeds left on it, or you can just use like full berries. You basically take the seeds off once the berries are ripe enough, and then you do the same thing as you did with the tomato. So you get a container. If you're using repurposed containers like we're using here, just make sure that you put in drainage holes in the bottom, because you don't want your plants to be waterlogged. So yeah, just put some potting mix in there, sprinkle it with some seeds, put a slight layer of soil over the top, make sure it's watered, and put it in a sunny position. So, and you can, as Lorna said, you can put it wherever you want, on the pallet, or if you live in a flat, you have a windowsill, you can also do that. Just remember that when you're putting your planter in place, or when you're putting your pots in place, to make sure that you put them in a nice sunny spot, keep them well watered so they don't dry out. And yeah, there we go. There's your urban garden.